Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, January 10, 2023. You see problems in new ways today, as the Sun and retrograde Mercury come together in your sign. You're sure to arrive at interesting conclusions and insights as you take stock of recent events and draw upon the past for ideas. You are especially heard and generally received well, but with more impact and Mercury still retrograde, you may want to take special care when communicating. Aim to clear out the mental clutter to make room in your mind for positive thoughts and new ideas. Observations made now can lead to significant and long-term improvements. It can be worthwhile to consider ideas to make changes that give you a stronger feeling of well-being. Your partner places an enormous amount of trust in you. Enjoy this unexpected affection and don't hold back when asked to respond positively. With such amorous attention from your lover, you should certainly be able to summon up the pluck and put your whole heart into your love-making, bringing heaven under the sheets for yourself and your partner with some sweet pillow talk tonight. Try your best to get through your workday. You may not feel too hot when the Sun in your sign conjuncts Mercury retrograde in your sign. The conjunction may unnerve your confidence, especially if you do something embarrassing or if you mess up in a professional setting. Although it might be challenging to move past these moments, keep in mind that you are only human and that you are allowed to make mistakes. You can still get through these occasional mishaps by holding yourself accountable to end on a strong note during the conjunction. Just as Venus is spending her first weekend in your income sector and Mars is last in retrograde motion in your work sector as he prepares for a turnaround next week, the Moon returns for its first visit to your financial sector for the year. This will create some competition between both sides of the financial fence, but the Moon's friendly aspect to lucky Jupiter and Venus alliance with Mars will turn any financial tension into motivation. Love gives us energy to get through life. Loving your body helps, too. Nurture your body with exercise and you will find yourself able to be more loving towards others. Practice loving your body by carefully planning your meals days in advance. Be thoughtful about your upcoming meals as though you were wooing your own body to join you in a lifetime of happy adventures, because that's what you're faced with, and whether you make them happy or not is up to you. You may find that the contemplative nature of this day works to your benefit. In your work with others, you will find that the best results come from one-on-one encounters. The responses that you give and receive will likely have more depth of meaning. Spend some time later today in quiet repose, and you will find this helps to fortify your soul. Enjoy the wonderful essence of this spiritually connecting day. Open yourself up to the possibilities, and you will find what you seek. During the Moon's final hours in your relationship sector, there may still be some tension after past full moon, but with perfect timing. Not only are the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, aligned in Capricorn, but before leaving the Moon will move into a friendly aspect to the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, and especially commitment to your relationships during her last weekend in your communication sector. You have the resolve and the resources to not only give your relationships a voice and any issues exposed a voice, but also to find your own voice. Until the very moment the Moon leaves your relationship sector today and wraps up past full moon, it will be working to flush out any balance issues between your personal and relationship needs. This is keeping the tension high, but it is a friendly aspect to the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, and especially commitment to your relationships in her last weekend in your communication sector, that is giving this a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn and Uranus retrograde in Taurus unite today. Contrary to popular belief, this planetary connection can bring clarity to matters and allow us to see situations from a different perspective. The world seems larger, clearer, and lovelier when we look at it from a million miles away with no judgment. If you have news to share, now is the time to express yourself. You will be heard and seen by those you love. You may feel unusually cross or ill-tempered during this time. Emotions loom large and seem practically unmanageable. Your body seems to have a mind of its own. Cravings may feel too strong to push aside. This is perfectly natural. One useful herbal remedy for this feeling is chamomile tea. Chamomile is known as the baby remedy, for it soothes a cranky baby and restores balance after a fever. You may drink the tea or actually put tea bags in your bath. While a friendly aspect between Venus in your career sector and Mars in your income sector won't peak until tomorrow, they are already in harmony and at an important time for both. Venus is forging a path for the Sun to follow when he returns in 10 days, and that includes connecting all the dots across the income, work, and career fronts. With Mars slowing ahead of his direct turn in 4 days, as the planet of money, Venus is the perfect planet to exploit both untapped income potential and to prepare for the turnaround ahead. While the Moon is still 2 days away from its first visit to your romantic sector for the year, as it will then go on to make its first visit to your relationship sector for the year just a few days later, there are some important days coming up on both fronts. This makes today's clash between the Moon and Venus today and any work and life balance issues this might expose the right reminder at the right time. After sunup, the Leo Moon opposes Venus in Aquarius, stimulating insecurity. We feel distant from others, even if we are in a room full of people. Failing to achieve the validation we desire can cause us to showboat for attention. Naturally, this only further damages our self-confidence. The real issue now is not that others do not value us, it's that we do not value ourselves. Take the energy you would put into people-pleasing and invest it instead in the creative pursuits that bring you joy. If we make our own happiness, people will flock to us in order to be a part of it. Before noon, the Moon sextiles retrograde Mars in Gemini, helping us to cooperate with others. If we've chosen a creative pursuit to busy ourselves with during the Moon-Venus opposition, this influence will help us to sink into our passion project and achieve success in this venture. However, this aspect is not just about achieving accolades. It is about the internal gratification we attain for doing something that has merit to us. It is about being brave enough to see our efforts through despite the odds. The Moon's first visit to a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart for the year is both some light relief after the heaviness that the full moon of the last few days brought and a chance to put its work-life balance reminders into practice. This was a full moon that will always fall at some point during the Sun's month-long visit to your career sector, and it came when this new professional year was already getting off to a good start. Following on from that, today's playful lunar vibes are another reminder that life can't be all work and no play. The Moon's first visit to your romantic sector for the year has already got off to a good start thanks to its friendly aspect to Jupiter in Aries yesterday. The Moon will also form the same aspect to the asteroid Aries, just as the warrior princess of the cosmos has come to a standstill in her final days in retrograde motion. This is highlighting the new and old doors that are open.